Reese's mom called my mom because he had outgrown his uniforms and she didn't know what to do with them. They were still in good condition, so they could be reused. But my school, Campion, usually collects khaki uniforms, but they had had enough. They had reached their limit. And she didn't know what to do, so I said, well, Mom, Campion isn't the only school that uses khaki uniforms for boys' uniforms. Why don't we collect from all my friends that we can? We can put it out there. Maybe there are other people that can donate, and we can donate it to a school in need. And we did that our first year in 2018. We donated 300 uniforms to Holy Trinity High School, and we expanded it the next year, which was last year, 2019. And we collected between 400 and 500 pairs of uniforms, and we not only donated to one high school, but to multiple high schools and multiple families, parents who had emailed us asking for uniforms for their children, and we donated it to them as well.
We usually try to UniCycle tends to happen in the summer because that's when the fifth formers are going out and their khaki uniforms, they're not going to need them anymore, which is where we usually get the majority of our uniforms. So over the summer we usually donate them in preparation for the start of the next school year. And this year we're also looking to collect some white shirts for girls, because we know that many schools, the girls' uniforms wear white shirts, but it's harder for girls because while the khaki thing is an island-wide thing, girls' uniforms can be very colorful and change. So we're looking to see how we can expand that. We don't know the exact numbers, but so far I went to look at their receptacles, which is where they donate the uniforms, and it's going pretty well. So I don't think it's being affected too much, but it's probably being hindered a bit.
I think the main thing that would be affected by it is the fact that the CSEC exams are still happening. So a majority of the fifth formers, which is where the bulk of donations would come from, they're gonna still need their uniforms until the end of exams. So hopefully that beginning to middle of August period will be a boom in donations as well.
Okay, and you're saying that you can donate at Fontana island-wide?
Any Fontana
Anywhere?
location.
Okay.
So I'm delegating most of the responsibilities to Reese. Mainly this year because the transition will be a bit harder. I know in the coming years I should be home around the middle of May, beginning of June, so I should be able to step back in and it becomes like a partnership whenever I come home for college. But especially this year, Reese is really taking over a majority of the responsibilities.
Okay, and Reese, how do you feel about that?
I welcome the challenge, and I also got help from my sister, who can't make it today, but she has also helped us with the founding of it. She was the one who really pushed for the idea that girls really need to have some help as well, because it's a lot of students island-wide, they have one uniform, and it's very hard for them to wash it, dry every day over and over and over for a year before they go to school. So just even having that one extra uniform will alleviate some stress or extra work that they have to deal with each day.
I will say that's one of the most rewarding parts of it all. I specifically remember two mothers from last year. One actually called me on the first day of school and just said she was so happy to be able to see her son go off to school in a new uniform on the first day of the new school year. And it's like that. It makes you happy. It makes you happy. We are actually hoping to make UniCycle as big as we can. My father's a part of Rotary Club Manor Park, and we are working to take UniCycle international. We actually just had a meeting with Rotary Club of India with a few representatives, and they're going to be making big donations towards us, whether it's monetary or actually making uniforms for us and sending them down. And they're sending it around. They're spreading the word with other Rotary clubs just around the world to try and get as many donations. Rotary Club International is interested in getting on board, and we got donations from Rotary Club Manor Park last year. So it's really just to build it and get it as universal as we can, because it's not just a Jamaican thing. But we're gonna start with our home and build it up as best as we can and just help as many people as we can.